so far no one has managed to catch him. But Gustav isn't the only creature on the planet that amazes us. Today you'll see lizards crying bloody tears, a frog that throws itself off a rock, and also some real zombies of the animal.
מה קורה חברים, כאן רון, והיום אנחנו בסרטון חדש של חיה שאתם לא תאמינו מה קורה לכם שיוקצת אתכם. מה קורה? אנחנו נראה את זה בסרטון. בוא נתחיל.
Can you see this sign? It reminds us that there are crocodiles nearby. Those signs that warn us about wild moose that run out on the road at the most inappropriate moment.
Whoa!
But this sign has a special meaning. It warns us about one particular crocodile named Gustav. This monster, in its 60-odd years, has managed to eat at least 300 people and keeps the people of Burundi in fear. He's cunning, bloodthirsty, and huge. And so far, no one has managed to catch him. But Gustav isn't the only creature on the planet that amazes us. Today you'll see lizards crying bloody tears, a frog that throws itself off a rock, and also some real zombies of the animal. You can see the most ordinary thing. Weasel on a woodpecker. Wait, what? Is this from the new part of Lord of the Rings? Oh, it's even cooler than we thought. Lion, a weasel, of course, will lose. But in fact, weasels are real killers who always go all the way. They can catch their prey in the water, on ground, even in the air, like this woodpecker. If the weasel wants to eat a seagull, it'll catch a seagull.
That thing is trying to get him
hard.
And nobody will stop it. Weasels can even catch rabbits, catch it and kill it. Despite its modest size, we can say that they are kind of honey badgers' junior cousins. Because of their voracity, weasels are also considered parasites. They attack the farms where they successfully eat small animals and birds.
יואו, איך הוא קפץ עליו? הוא לא ראה אותו.
Well, I guess
אני רוצה שתראו
successfully
את זה, תראו איך הוא מאחוריו. והוא לא רואה את זה, זה מה זה חתול.
small animals and birds.
פאו!
Well, I guess we should be thankful that people aren't on the weasel's menu. But we can't say the same about the diet of these monsters. Meet the lamprey. And they may well become your worst nightmare tonight. Sea lampreys have been the main pest of the Great Lakes of North America. They not only destroy fish by sucking on them with their teeth and leaving terrible scars, but lampreys also attack people. Such an attack feels strange.
Look at this, look at this. That is a very, very strange sensation.
Imagine a vacuum cleaner which suddenly has grown teeth and doesn't want to let you go, and you get a hungry lamprey. It's really difficult to detach a lamprey from your body, especially if it's a soft skin area like the neck.
That is hard to get off. That is hard. That is hard to get off.
We can call these creatures water vampires, and we wouldn't be wrong. They drink blood with great pleasure. Fortunately for humans, lampreys aren't very dangerous. Yeah, it won't be the most pleasant encounter of your life, but they aren't as bloodthirsty as described in the legends. Strictly speaking, the lampreys should fear man, not vice versa, because people often eat them. For example, the Royal Air Force has prepared a coronation pie of lampreys for Queen Elizabeth II. But you can't envy the fish that becomes a lamprey's victim. It has no hands to get rid of the blood-sucking parasite, which means that the lamprey will draw blood from the fish as long as it wants, and eventually it'll draw the life out of it. It's just terrible. It's an absolutely hopeless situation, which usually ends with the death of the fish itself. And the lamprey goes in search of the next victim. Imagine if a person experienced such horror. Fish are often just food for other underwater inhabitants, and for terrestrial as well, and even for those who spend most of their time in the air. Now, it doesn't always happen this way. No, you're wrong. It's not just about sharks. It's a well-known fact that they are ready to eat anything. And what about the giant trevally? It's the main predator in the coral reef ecosystem. The largest of these fish can exceed 1.5 meters in length and weigh almost 80 kilograms. The giant eats fish, clams, and crustaceans, but can sometimes eat turtles, dolphins, or birds. And the trevally don't just attack, they can accurately calculate the speed, flight altitude, and trajectory of the bird to strike right. It's quite possible that such a fish is capable of accidentally ripping off a man's arm or leg. So it's better not to pretend to be a bird if you want to swim near coral reefs. However, giant trevally aren't the only example of unusual animal behavior. In the Kalahari Desert, there's a bird called the common drongo. It's a distant relative of an ordinary sparrow with its beautiful dark plumage. But we remembered the drongo not for its beauty. We hope they won't be offended, but the drongo is a natural deceiver, literally. Loki in a form of a bird. As soon as they see the meerkats with the prey, they emit a signal of danger.
הופה, קורא לחברים שלו, הם בורחים.
The drongos pretend that there's a predator nearby, but as soon as the meerkat throws food and disappears underground, the prey immediately goes to the cunning bird.
Hey, what happened?
It seems smart that after 2 or 3 or, well, okay, 10 cases like that, meerkats would begin to suspect something, but the drongo are prepared for this. They imitate other birds using their danger signals, so the meerkats don't even have time to understand what's happening. At the same time, the unfortunate animals have to react to the sounds that the birds make in order to not become a victim of predators, poor creatures. And what if people behave like this? Wait a minute. Actually, there are quite a few really strange things in the animal world, even the ones that are hard to imagine in our reality. What is the probability that the TV program will suddenly be interrupted by a story about a zombie invasion?
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living.
Okay, that has happened. But if there was cable in the insect world, these statements would be happening all the time. A fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis is responsible for zombies in the insect world. The spores of this fungus parasite get on the body of the ant through the air and grow inside the organism. Yes, while it's still alive. All this process is accompanied by the release of certain substances into the ant's body, which makes the insect forget about everything. Now it can obey the master, and the fungus has one simple goal. Nope, not power over the world, fortunately. It needs to climb into an ideal place to spread its spores as far as possible. To do this, the fungus uses an ant, and when the place is found, it just germinates through it. The insect dies and the fungus grows out of its head, forming a box of spores. The spores fall on other ants and, well, you understand the scheme. And you know, it's good that these fungi don't affect people. Thank you, evolution.
וואו חברים, וזה הסרטון ממש מעניין. אם אתם רוצים לראות עוד סרטונים כאלה מרתקים של חיות, את האמת שאני גם לא יותר מדי מתעניין בחיות, אבל זה בהחלט סרטון מרתק ואני חושב שזה נושא מרתק. אז אם אתם אוהבים את זה, תנו לייק ותירשמו לערוץ ואני רואה אתכם פעם הבאה. יאללה ביי.